All right, this will be fairly short. Yesterday, I posted that video talking about Mike Pompeo's tweets. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, in a series of tweets, tweeted about Taiwan. And I had said, look, he's egging him on. He's going for China's eye. He's putting a thumb in China's eye, egging them on, and encouraging Taiwan, empowering Taiwan. Now, it is more interesting when you look back at that tweet. You can think future proves past, or you can think the time differences, maybe he knew this was going to be published. I don't believe in coincidence at this point. He said, Taiwan has a lot they can show us. They know a lot, and they're going to show the world a lot. Something to that effect. And it's all very cryptic. And then he had the picture that was associated, and you can say, pic related. And it was that picture of the plane, the military plane, spraying flares. So, just kind of interesting. This from TaiwanNews.com. This says, the World Health Organization inspector caught on camera revealing the something blank. Do I say it? The World Health Organization inspector caught on camera revealing coronavirus manipulation in Wuhan before pandemic. Again, on camera saying that they were messing with coronavirus before the pandemic, that they were aware of it and that it was happening in Wuhan. So if you had said that 4 months ago, 5 months ago, you could have lost your job. But this is official reporting now, just not from the World Health Organization's inspector themselves, but from Taiwan News. They're telling you, hey, we have the video of him saying this. And this is astonishing, but they kind of read, if you wanted to read the article versus watch the video, you could. So I'll read a little bit of this. The video was originally taken on December 9, 2019, 3 weeks before the Wuhan Municipal Health Commission had announced an outbreak of a new form of pneumonia. So, okay, forget that this video was posted in May of 2020. Because a lot of people are going to go to the video and immediately say, yeah, of course they knew about it because it was May 2020. No. The video was taken days before the start. No. Weeks before the start. 3 weeks before the Wuhan Municipal Health Commission said there was an outbreak of a new form of virus, a pneumonia, of some we don't know. They knew exactly what this was, is what this guy is saying on this video. Because again, 3 weeks before the outbreak, he doesn't know that he shouldn't be saying this as plainly as he is. So there's a little bit more detail. They say, they talk about how zoologists and virologists all since 2014 had been working together with this specific strain, of a virus, if you want to call it that. So let's just jump into where they're talking about the video itself. It says at the 28:10 mark of the podcast interview, the doctor states that researchers found that SARS likely originated from bats and then set out to find more SARS-related coronaviruses. Eventually, they found over 100. He observed that some get into human cells in the lab, so like an accidental mixing, an outbreak. Others can cause SARS disease in humanized mouse models. So they were finding, as they're just simply trying to do the Pokemon collect all the coronavirus game, they're trying to catch all 100, maybe even find all 151 if there are so many, but they're realizing, hey, this virus is being transmitted into the doctors, the lab artists that are working there. Lab techs. Fine. Sandwich artist at Subway, lab artist in Wuhan. He ominously warns that coronaviruses are, quote, untreatable with therapeutic monoclonals, antibodies, and you can't vaccinate against them with a vaccine. Ironically, he's claiming that his team's goal was trying to find the next spillover event that could cause the next pandemic weeks before it had happened in Wuhan. So again, they are in Wuhan, China. They are studying these. The reason that they're in Wuhan is because they were no longer allowed to practice at UNC. The University of North Carolina tells the powers that be, hey, we're studying these viruses and they're having spillover. And our regulatory bodies say, okay, we're making this illegal. The world over is making this kind of study illegal because by trying to find the next outbreak, you will cause one. What did they do? They up and moved it with some money and Obama's blessing to Wuhan. And you have photos of Fauci and Obama and other people together in Wuhan looking at this laboratory. If you think that they didn't know what was going to happen there, you're giving them too much credit. You're giving them too much leeway, too much benefit of the doubt, too much grace. Because you can't look someone in the eye, tell them, by looking for ways that this could break out, you will cause an outbreak and you will cause a pandemic. Stop studying this. It's like playing with fire. You're going to burn everybody. And they go, yeah, okay, we'll do it. We'll stop. Go give China this money and go fund it. That's what they did. That's what Obama did. This is what this is saying. So now you understand, since 2014 and far before, they're studying these viruses. But since 2014, they had the funding from Obama. Now, you can jump back down, and I'm going to play a little bit of this video so that you understand just how bad this got and how nonchalant he was about it. How easy it is for him to discuss it in December of 2019 before he realizes that this will be the reason for this massive outbreak. And listen to them talk about how, well, for, 20 years now, since the beginning of the century when they had the first outbreak from bats. And we knew that this coronavirus would come from bats, and so we started studying them, and we figured that that would be the big, age pandemic. Listen to this. This is ridiculous. I'll skip you.
You pay for malaria cases and control.
He's talking about trying to sell the government on ways to control this. Here, hang on. Watch this.
For another 100 years.
Sure.
So there's a loss that's unaccounted for, and we're trying to show the government, this is costing you money, so don't be so gung-ho about chopping all your forests down.
Yeah, that's the same idea you said earlier. You close the meat markets, giving them economic, health-based reasons, right? Another one is global wildlife trade.
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Well, we're trying to look at patterns of wildlife trade that include a risk of new diseases emerging. So we're doing a couple of things, really. So one is around SARS. We focused on SARS coronavirus emerged from a wildlife market and was the first pandemic of this century. So it's a big event. So we started to trace back from the wildlife market which species carried the virus that came into those markets. We found that it was bats, not civets was the original idea.
Right.
So then we started looking, where did they come from? And we went out to southern China and did surveillance of bats across southern China. And we've now found, after 6 or 7 years of doing this, over 100 new SARS-related coronaviruses, very close to SARS. Some of them get into human cells in the lab. Some of them can cause SARS disease in humanized mouse models and are treatable with therapeutic monoclonals, and you can't vaccinate against them with the vaccine. So these are a clear and present danger.
Yeah.
We've even found people with antibodies in Yunnan to SARS-related coronaviruses. So there's a human exposure.
Right.
Surveillance, we're just beginning another 5 years of work to look at cohorts in southern China to say, well, how frequent does this spillover happen, and is it associated with disease? Because I expect, just like Nipah in Bangladesh, there are dozens and dozens of small spillovers going on the planet at any one time, which we just never see.
Sure. Yeah, they never amplify. There are a few cases, and they're just absorbed in the illness, the overall illness of the population, right?
Now, you could say, so who cares? And that's one argument. But our strategy is any one of those could become pandemic. There's a lot of stochasticity in what happens then.
Yeah.
So if we look at all of them, understand patterns, try and reduce the number of spillover events, we've got
But if you're saying these are diverse.
Okay, so does that tell you what you need to hear? Is that what you need? This is the World Health Organization inspector who is telling you Yeah, we looked, and it turns out, they've been studying this for decades, and they're looking for spillover events that will cause the next pandemic. So they're, studying these diseases, and so to do that, they have to kind of reverse engineer some of them, and they kind of play with them to see how they react in certain fields, which means they're using them in testing, and we know that that's illegal globally, but this is South China. Oh, hey, by the way, 3 weeks later, that virus has broken out. Now, it didn't affect China like it did the rest of the world. Isn't that odd? They've been playing with it for 20 years. So when it breaks out, it stings them a little bit, but it burns the entire rest of the world. And we're supposed to believe that's a coincidence? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and let's do everything that you can do to keep America afloat.